Hey guys, we're in such a great spot here today. We're on a golf course, we've got such great scenery, and I've been given an opportunity to put a sign in the ground that so many people are going to be walking past every single day. And we're going to be doing a Chromadek with a UV print and lamp. All great posters start with a design. And this is what I've come up with so far. We are dealing with a lot of people walking past. It needs to be easily read, not too confusing, not too distracting, and it needs to have big, bold points. We're asking a question: do you need golf shirts for the next function? Why? Because we're on a golf course, and the whole idea of it is wanting to get more business for golf shirts. And from that, I've made sure that the background was black and white, and I've put an emphasis on this golf shirt here and the person that's swinging, purely because I want to show off the absolute great color that we've got on this golf shirt. If you quickly look at the sign, you need to quickly read it and have something that jumps straight into your face. And we've also managed to put a QR code on the bottom right, and that is going to help us assist with people just wanting to scan the QR code, and it takes you straight to our website, and it brings up a business card where you can save the number automatically without having to type anything. Now that we've shown you the design, we now need to break this up so that we can put it across all three pieces of Chromadek. And why? Because the dimensions of this sign is basically 3 meters plus on the width, and the height is going to be 2.4. So now your standard Chromadek only comes in 1225 by 2450. So I'm going to be adding 3 pieces next to each other in portrait, and we're going to have to cut this design into 3 separate pieces so that we can print them and then apply them separately. Now the easiest way for me was to make sure that I knew the size of my Chromadek, and we're going to go ahead and make a rectangle over our design. Make sure that we have no background, and we want some form of border. I'm just going to choose red. And now we're just going to make the width of it 1. Keep in mind that I've also made this 3 times smaller than the original size, purely so that it's easier to save. So let's say, for instance, this was my panel width, and make it go all the way to the bottom. And then what you want to do is you're going to select this area here within this rectangle, and then you're going to cut it out and make sure you got 3 equal pieces so that you can end up with something like this. This being the left hand side, this being the middle, and that being the right hand side. And now that's all equal, but you have to keep in mind that you give yourself on each side 20 millimeters extra than you have, so that you can overlap it when you're applying your sign. So now that I've gone ahead and I've saved my individual panels, I can go ahead to my rip and print program to start printing. So let's go get it done. So now that we're at our printing program, we're going to load each file separately, and we're going to print it to full size, which is going to be 1225 by 2450, so that we could have 3 separate pieces for our Chromadek. And that's also including our 20 millimeter bleed on either side, so that we can overlap our prints. And we're going to be printing on our UV printer, purely because I need to have the longest lasting ink possible with this full color design. And we're going to be printing on a 3 to 5 year greyback vinyl, which hopefully is going to be staying up for quite a while, and it's going to be stuck to that board with minimal shrinkage. Now that we've gone ahead and reprinted each panel, we're going to go and take it to our laminator, and we're going to laminate it with matte lam. Purely the reason why we're choosing matte is so that if the sun is shining, no matter which angle that you're standing at, you can read that sign properly without having to either blink or block off a section, purely so that the sun isn't blinding you in your face. The matte lamp absorbs that light pretty well, and it does not have a glare on it, which is what we want, because if someone's going to take a picture of that sign or try and scan the QR code, which takes you to our online website, it needs to be clear and it can't have a glare coming off of it. Now that we've gone ahead and we've laminated it in matte lam, we're now going to trim our vinyl, roll it up and get ready to do our installation off-site. Now before we get to do any sort of printing, we need to make sure that we've got a sturdy, rigid sign that's going to stay planted in the ground, so no matter what the weather conditions are, it's not going anywhere. So for that to be done, we need to have a two-part sign. So we're going to have our main frame, which is going into the ground with concrete and can sit for a long time. And once that's secured, it's going to be nice and solid, and we've used a really sturdy thick metal frame so that I know that I can always just keep replacing the vinyl and the Chromadek and the frame can stay exactly where it is. So now that we've done all our printing, the first thing we need to do is take our second part of our frame, which is quite large, and we're going to transport it to our destination, and we're going to apply the Chromadek to the frame first, make sure it's lined up correctly, and from there we're going to apply our vinyl. So we've gone ahead and we've attached our Chromadek to the frame, and we had decided rather to change to pop rivets purely because the wind was so hectic. We didn't want the Chromadek to vibrate too much and our tech screw to come out, which is quite a possible thing to happen. So we decided to unscrew all of our tech screws, flatten out our Chromadek and replace them with pop rivets, purely because it's going to also leave us with a better surface to apply our vinyl to, and it's a bit more flat and something it's not going to be seen as easy as a brass tech screw. Now that we've done that, and we needed to start applying our vinyl, so we start with our middle panel, purely because if you're starting with the middle and you move left and right, you at least allow yourself not to make the mistake where it's going to be skew, whereas if you start on the left hand side going right, by the time you get to your last panel it could be completely out, and then you have to rip off all your vinyl and start again. But unfortunately we started picking up big problems with the wind. The weather was a bit trying, so we decided to rather remove the frame and put it down onto a flat surface and start applying it that way, so that we don't have too many mistakes and we can get this done. So when it comes to applying your vinyl to your Chromadek, you want to make sure the Chromadek is nice and clean. You don't want any dirt or dust. You're going to apply a lot of water and soap, purely so that you can try and align it, because this is a sign that is much bigger than a person, so stretching over it is not going to be easy. So you want to make sure that you've got some water and soap, not too much soap, so that you can wiggle it into place, and when you're happy you can then push out all the water and wait for the sides to dry, so then you can start doing your overlapped 20mm bleed on the left and right hand side. Once you've applied all your vinyl and it's had time to dry, then you can start cutting out where the pop rivets are, or you can get a heat gun and poke a hole and then just heat it up and push it on until it vacuums itself over the pop rivets. So once we've applied it and we've cut the pop rivets out, I'm going to cut a little border around the entire sign itself, purely so that if it rains, at least I've got an edge all the way around where the vinyl is stuck while it's drying, and the water can't get in behind it and then peel off all of our vinyl and ruin all of our hard work. Once we've done that, we can now put the sign and its frame back into place, bolt the top back on, and we are done. Alright guys, the sign is up and it looks absolutely beautiful. Now, we are in such a great spot here at Kempton Park Golf Course. We're on the 18th hole. This is the last hole. It's such a prestigious area, It's going to be seen by so many people, and I am happy that we've been given this opportunity. And boy, did it come out exactly how we envisioned it. Thanks guys for watching, I really appreciate it. And if you're in the area, why not pop in, have a game of golf and enjoy this beautiful scenery.
"2023 marks the 10th anniversary of AM.CO.za in the South African market. And through that time, we have experienced considerable growth and expansion with the support of our valued customers. To mark our 10th anniversary, we have bought a warehouse at Sunny Rock in East Rand, and we will commence with renovation and construction in 2023. The facility will comprise a massive 2,000 square meter warehouse, 300 square meters of demonstration space, 150 square meters of sales space, and 400 square meters of spare parts storage on the top floor. 550 square meters of showroom space on the middle floor. 400 square meters for Machine.Africa for machine repairs with its own dedicated entrance. And a 250 square meter tea garden and coffee shop for your convenience. Our group now comprises 4 businesses. AM.CO.za is our main business and supplies the machines, spare parts and consumables. Machine.Africa does the installations for our clients and handles on-site and factory repairs. Ambitious Academy ensures that our clients achieve the very best levels of productivity by providing training and certification. And our automated AI-driven online store, Buy This, brings all products online and distributes countrywide. We invite you to be part of this exciting journey as we establish our new headquarters. Watch as the process unfolds and be part of the adventure to meet all of your machinery and productivity needs with this magnificent new facility. AM.CO.za. Achievement matters.